The story begins in a mysterious world hidden thousands of kilometers beneath the Earth's surface. From the skies above to the depths of the waters, dangerous creatures rule every corner of this place. Here we see the guardian of this world, King Kong, standing by a lake with a small monkey. However, he has no idea that he is about to walk straight into a carefully planned trap. The little monkey suddenly senses that a huge danger is lurking beneath the surface of the lake. Even so, it deliberately tries to lure Kong into the water, but its clever trick doesn't go unnoticed. Kong simply sniffs the air around him and instantly realizes that he's about to find a good hunt today. Without saying a word, Kong steps into the lake and begins to bathe calmly. Meanwhile, the small monkey starts to panic, worried that its plan might be exposed, so it pretends to drink water. Suddenly, a strange creature starts rushing toward them at high speed. Even while bathing, Kong senses the danger. The moment he turns around, a massive dragon lunges at him with its jaws wide open. Seeing this, the small monkey realizes that its plan has worked and quickly runs toward the shore to save itself. Kong, who has defeated every kind of enemy on land, is now facing such a creature in water for the very first time. Just as he begins to understand the dragon's move, the creature suddenly drags him deep into the lake. But what it doesn't know is how dangerous Kong becomes when he's angry. Meanwhile, the small monkey is thinking that now Kong is finally... He thought he had escaped forever. But the very next moment, King Kong's massive weapon slammed down right in front of him. Before the little monkey could even react, Kong threw the dragon's severed head straight at his feet. Terrified, the monkey expected Kong to beat him badly, but Kong did nothing. Instead, he picked up his axe and signaled the monkey to move forward. What the monkey didn't know was that King Kong had been wandering this world alone for thousands of years, searching for someone like himself. He lived in constant hunger, and packs of deadly wolves often chased and harassed him. Whenever hundreds of wolves went after him, he barely managed to escape using powerful leaps. But this time, the wolves refused to give up. They kept surrounding him, closing in from all sides. Eventually, Kong reached the edge of a deep cliff with no way out. With nowhere left to run, he turned around and prepared to fight. The wolves thought this would be an easy hunt, but they had no idea Kong had already set a trap. As soon as one wolf leaped forward, Kong's trap was triggered. The wolf fell straight into a pit where sharp wooden spikes pierced through its body. Seizing the moment, Kong lifted a heavy tree trunk and threw it into the pit. One by one, the traps activated, and massive boulders rolled down from the mountain, crushing and trapping the wolves trying to escape. Even after the dust settled, a few surviving wolves still refused to back down. Enraged, King Kong grabbed a wolf's body and, to show his raw power, tore it into two pieces. Seeing this, the remaining wolves tucked their tails and fled in fear. Despite finally having food, there was no joy on Kong's face. A rotten tooth in his mouth had been causing him unbearable pain. Just then, a hidden lizard seized the opportunity, grabbed a piece of meat, and ran. Kong instantly lunged to stop it, but suddenly his attention shifted to a distant sound. Hearing a roar echo through the valley, Kong felt as if someone like him was calling out. Without hesitation, he ran toward the sound, but when he arrived, he found nothing but a strange frog making a similar noise. After years of wandering, he was still alone, and that emptiness was breaking him from within. Finally, the pain from his tooth forced him to seek help from humans. Reluctantly, he entered the human world. As soon as he arrived, Kong collapsed on a mountain and waited for help. By chance, scientists spotted him, but out of fear, they administered a heavy dose of anesthesia for safety, causing him to lose consciousness. They quickly called in the most famous dentist in the city. Without wasting a second, the dentist tightly secured his strong steel wire around the rotten tooth. As they prepared, a foul smell came from Kong's mouth. Then, just as a spacecraft suddenly lifted upward, a powerful jolt pulled the massive tooth right out. When Kong regained consciousness, he realized his old tooth had been replaced with a strong titanium one. With this new tooth, he felt an incredible surge of power, like he could defeat anyone. But suddenly, an emergency signal from Kong's world reached the lab, shocking everyone. To uncover the truth behind the signal, the scientists immediately assembled a rescue team and launched a mission. They did it. Along with King Kong, they jumped into the portal that led straight to his world. As they moved forward, their spacecraft was suddenly pulled downward at high speed, and within moments, they entered that mysterious realm. As soon as Kong returned home, he noticed that his food had been stolen. Without wasting a second, he grabbed his axe and climbed to the top of a massive rock. From there, he spotted a faint blue light glowing from within a deep crack, instantly catching his attention. Wanting to uncover the truth, he leaped straight into the darkness without hesitation. As soon as he reached the pitch-black depths, his axe axe began to glow on its own. In the light, he saw strange, shimmering stones scattered all around, reacting to the glow. Suddenly, a terrifying roar echoed in the distance. Following the sound, he crossed a waterfall and discovered a hidden world beyond it. As he moved deeper, a strange, foul smell filled the air, drawing him forward. Out of nowhere, a massive and dangerous shadow appeared in front of him. Instantly, King Kong raised his axe, ready to fight. But as the distance between them shrank, the giant shadow slowly became smaller, and when it finally came into view, the truth was completely unexpected. It wasn't a monster at all, but a small, innocent monkey with yellow fur. For the first time in thousands of years, seeing someone like himself, King Kong was stunned. He immediately lowered his weapon and bent down, extending his hand in friendship. He thought the little monkey would be just as happy, but instead, it suddenly bit him hard. After searching for so long, Kong wasn't ready to let him go so easily. He chased after the monkey, but suddenly, a terrifying shadow appeared behind him. Kong froze in shock. He had never seen a bald gorilla as large as himself. As Kong stepped forward, two long-armed gorillas suddenly attacked from behind and slammed him to the ground. The bald gorilla's smile made it clear they had come looking for a fight. Now King Kong had no choice but to fight back. He quickly picked up a rock and hurled it straight at one of them. Enraged, the bald gorilla charged at him, but Kong outsmarted him easily. Within moments, he knocked them all to the ground. Even when the bald gorilla grabbed Kong's axe, he couldn't handle it and was defeated. Just as Kong moved to reclaim his weapon, the small yellow monkey suddenly rushed in and tried to attack his face. Kong grabbed him instantly and used him like a weapon to beat the other gorillas. Even though they knew they couldn't defeat King Kong, they kept attacking him one by one. During the chaos, one of the monkeys accidentally fell into a deep pit. Kong reacted quickly and pulled him back up, but instead of showing gratitude, the monkey picked up a knife and attacked him. That was the final straw. Enraged, King Kong kicked him hard, sending him crashing back into the abyss. Seeing this, the bald gorilla panicked and turned to run. Kong grabbed a nearby rock and threw it, hitting him directly in the head. Injured, the gorilla muttered something and ran off without looking back. Moments later, Kong dragged out the monkey hiding among the trees and slammed him onto the ground. He picked up the fallen knife and signaled the small monkey. To lead him to the gorilla's hideout. Helpless, the little monkey walked ahead while King Kong followed closely behind. As they moved deeper inside, they began to see more and more dangerous creatures. Even though the place looked calm on the surface, danger was hidden at every step. Trying to save himself, the monkey cleverly led Kong into the territory of a massive dragon. But he had no idea that this trick wouldn't work for long. Suddenly, a gigantic dragon appeared right in front of them. Instead of being afraid, Kong took it down within minutes and calmly sat down to eat it. Seeing this, the little monkey wanted to come closer, but fear held him back. Noticing his condition, King Kong broke off a piece of meat and offered it to him. Even then, the monkey couldn't trust him. This made Kong angry, and he threw the meat on the ground as if saying, "Eat it if you want, or forget it." Starving, the monkey quickly started eating. With every bite, his perspective began to change. He realized that Kong wasn't as bad as he had thought. Slowly, he gathered the courage to sit beside him, and the two spent a quiet moment together. It felt like a father sharing a peaceful moment with his child, but they had no idea that as they moved forward, danger was rapidly approaching them. As they went deeper, Kong finally saw creatures like himself, but his heart broke when he realized they were living in terrible conditions. They were forced to work all day, and their lives were nothing short of hell. At that moment, an old monkey accidentally dropped a stone. Furious, a gorilla brutally beat him. Seeing this, Kong couldn't hold back anymore. He slammed his axe into the ground and lifted the old monkey up to protect him. A guard immediately rushed toward Kong in anger, warning him not to interfere. But in the next moment, Kong's courage sparked hope among the other monkeys. Meanwhile, the bald gorilla who had escaped earlier was secretly watching everything. He quickly went and reported it all to their ruler, Scar King. Hearing this, Scar King erupted in rage. As he rose from his throne, every monkey in his path bowed before him, but King Kong stood firm, unafraid. Scar King examined him closely and laughed upon seeing the steel tooth in Kong's mouth. Then, to display his power, he suddenly kicked a monkey straight into burning lava. That was the breaking point. Kong's anger reached its peak. Scar King pulled out his weapon and prepared to teach Kong a lesson. Kong instantly raised his axe, and a brutal fight began between them. Using the advantage of his long weapon, Scar King launched a sudden attack, catching Kong off guard. With the help of the crystal attached to his weapon, he struck Kong multiple times. Enraged, Kong charged at him. In terms of raw strength, Scar King couldn't match him, so he kept his distance and continued attacking, forcing Kong to step back. During the fight, Kong's Kong's axe slipped from his hand and fell to the ground. Seizing the opportunity, Scar King used his weapon to trap Kong by the neck, trying to overpower him. He believed he had won, but Kong gathered all his strength, lifted him up, and slammed him hard onto the ground. Within moments, Kong had him pinned. At that point, Scar King decided that he wouldn't stop until he showed his true power. As the crystal embedded in his weapon began to glow, the gorilla suddenly blocked the lava flow by dropping massive rocks. At that very moment, glowing eyes appeared from the darkness of the cave. The burning ground instantly turned into ice, and from within emerged the same colossal creature, Titan Shimo, the one who had once frozen the entire world. Scar King immediately ordered it to attack Kong, but Shimo didn't seem pleased. As the pressure increased, it writhed in pain and was forced to obey. Shimo launched a powerful attack. Kong reacted quickly, leaping away just in time to dodge the first strike. He raised his axe, trying to defend himself, but against Shimo's overwhelming power, his efforts began to fail. Within moments, his arm started freezing, slowly turning into ice. The sudden attack severely injured his right arm, leaving him weaker. Seizing the opportunity, Scar King ordered the final blow. Just as the next attack was about to land, the small monkey from behind pointed toward a tunnel, signaling Kong to run. At the same time, Shimo was forced to attack again. Kong turned instantly and rushed into the tunnel, but hundreds of hostile monkeys were still chasing him. The only advantage he had was the traps he had set throughout the jungle over the years. However, their numbers were too great, and the injured Kong was soon cornered in a dead end. Now, only one final trap remained, his last hope. But the monkeys, who had fallen into traps along the way, had grown cautious. They spotted the vine on the ground that triggered the trap. When Kong realized his plan had failed, he thought this was the end. But at that exact moment, the trap above the cliff suddenly activated, and hundreds of tons of massive rocks came crashing down, burying all the monkeys beneath them. Kong then saw who had triggered the trap. It was the same small monkey. Badly injured and no longer able to fight, Kong began making his way back to the humans with the monkey's support. But he didn't know that one monkey had still survived. Meanwhile, the scientists who had come with Kong discovered that their base had been completely destroyed. Then they noticed a massive handprint on a rock, suggesting that creatures as large as Kong existed in this world. Soon they ventured deeper into the jungle, where they found a hidden mechanism. When a girl pressed it, water suddenly started flowing from multiple points, forming a powerful stream that rushed deeper into the forest. Following the stream, the scientists reached a mysterious magical wall that concealed a hidden world within the jungle. The moment they touched it, blue energy rippled across its surface. Realizing something extraordinary, they quickly created an opening. What they saw next left them stunned. Behind the wall was a breathtaking, mysterious world, one no one had ever seen or even heard of before. As soon as the scientists stepped inside, they were suddenly surrounded by tribal people. They looked human, but their clothing was unlike anything normal. Without harming them, the tribe escorted the scientists to their settlement. There they learned that these people had been living beneath the earth for thousands of years, guarding a portal that connects directly to the surface world. For years, Scar King had been searching for this very place, so that with the help of that portal, he could launch an invasion on the human world, so he could take over the human world. At that very moment, catching the scent of humans, King Kong made his way to the scientists. But because of the invisible barrier, he couldn't see the hidden world inside. The tribal people created a crack in the magical wall, allowing Kong to enter. He stepped inside and reached the humans, but none of them realized that the monkey following him had seen everything. As soon as Kong reached the scientists, his strength gave out and he collapsed to the ground. They saw that his arm was severely injured. He was in no condition to fight. The doctor immediately decided that Kong's arm had to be completely replaced. He came up with the idea of a mechanical arm, a powerful upgrade originally designed by humans to make Kong even stronger. Luckily, the device was still safe in an underground mechanical storage beneath their destroyed base. The doctor quickly retrieved it and brought it to Kong. As soon as it was placed on him, the machine automatically recognized the damaged area and began attaching itself. The moment the special serum inside the arm entered Kong's body, even in his unconscious state, he seemed to feel a surge of new strength. When he regained awareness, the expression on his face made it clear. He was stronger, and he knew it. But suddenly, the small monkey came running out of the jungle in panic. He warned Kong that Scar King had discovered the portal's location and was planning to attack the tribe with Shimo. Kong realized he couldn't defeat Scar King and Shimo alone. There was only one option left: go to the human world and awaken Godzilla, who had been dormant for for years. But what he didn't realize was that the very creature he was going to seek help from might become his greatest threat. Suddenly, the ground near the pyramids began to shake violently, and a massive mechanical structure emerged from below. This was the portal leading back to the surface world. Kong quickly exited through it. The moment Kong's presence was felt, Godzilla awakened from his deep slumber. Without hesitation, he charged straight toward him. As soon as he reached Kong, Godzilla assumed he had come to challenge him and attacked instantly. The rage in his eyes made it clear he had no intention of sparing Kong. Seeing Godzilla rushing toward him, Kong raised his hand, trying to calm him down, but Godzilla wasn't listening. He slammed into Kong with full force, sending him flying hundreds of meters away. Realizing Godzilla wouldn't stop, Kong attacked from behind, hoping to subdue him, but as sand hit Godzilla's eyes, it only made him angrier. He turned, clamped his jaws onto Kong's arm, and slammed him hard into the ground, leaving Kong disoriented. Before Kong could recover, Godzilla attacked again. When words failed, Kong had no choice but to fight back. Though Godzilla was in his most powerful form, Kong, now equipped with his mechanical arm, was no less formidable. But when Kong realized he couldn't defeat Godzilla, he made a quick decision. He grabbed him and began dragging him toward the portal. Meanwhile, the tribal people tried to stop Scar King by mixing a special red liquid into the water. As it spread, a magical transformation began. A hidden system activated, connecting two massive pyramids. As soon as the pyramids aligned, gravity temporarily disappeared, causing everything to float in the air and making it nearly impossible for Scar King to reach the portal. But just as the pyramids were about to fully connect, before the system could fully activate, Scar King arrived. The moment he got there, he recognized the anti-gravity system. Without wasting time, he ordered Shimo to freeze the path between the pyramids. Suddenly, a bright light burst out of the portal and slammed onto the ground. In the next instant, Godzilla and Kong burst through the debris and emerged. As soon as Godzilla saw Shimo and Scar King, he understood everything, why Kong had brought him here. Without hesitation, he joined Kong and charged at them. On the other side, Scar King advanced with Shimo. Neither side was weak. The moment all four clashed, the ice shattered and the pyramids collided. The impact sent out a massive merge shockwave, wiping out gravity across the entire area. Everyone began floating in midair. Even without gravity, Godzilla moved swiftly, dodging attacks and heading straight for Shimo. Meanwhile, the cunning Scar King grabbed Kong's axe and attacked him. But Kong blocked every strike with his mechanical arm. Within moments, the tide turned, and Kong began overpowering Scar King. However, with enemies all around, Kong started getting attacked from behind. Seeing this, the small monkey picked up stones and began helping Kong. Just then, Shimo seized an opening and attacked Godzilla, freezing him solid within seconds. But Godzilla was no ordinary opponent. With a powerful burst, he shattered the ice. At that exact moment, the anti-gravity system shut down and gravity returned. Taking advantage, Scar King broke free from Kong's grip and leaped straight into the portal. Kong and Godzilla jumped after him to stop him, but in the chaos, Kong's axe was left behind. Back in the human world, no one had any idea what kind of disaster was about to arrive. Suddenly, ocean waves froze into towering mountains of ice. In the next moment, Scar King and Shimo emerged onto Earth. Seeing the open sky and the humans below, Scar King let out a thunderous roar. He believed the time had come to rule the entire world. He ordered Shimo to freeze the sky. Shimo didn't want to, but under control, it had no choice. Ice began spreading everywhere. Buildings froze and shattered under the sheer intensity of the destruction. Just when Scar King thought no one could stop him, Kong landed a powerful punch, knocking one of his massive teeth to the ground. Enraged, Scar King prepared to attack, but at that moment, Godzilla arrived and intercepted Shimo. Without Shimo's support, Scar King couldn't last long. In desperation, he lifted a massive building and hurled it at Kong, but it barely affected him. Suddenly, Shimo attacked from behind and latched onto Kong's mechanical arm, starting to freeze it again. Seeing this, Scar King believed victory was finally his, but he ignored the furious Godzilla standing behind him. Godzilla unleashed his full power. His body began glowing with a purple energy. In the next instant, he launched a devastating attack at Scar King. Startled, Scar King barely managed to dodge and tried to strike back, but Godzilla caught him. With one brutal move, Godzilla tore him apart, breaking his weapon and causing the crystal controlling Shimo to fall to the ground. Scar King lunged to grab it, but Godzilla gave him no chance. Now everything depended on that crystal. Whoever controlled it would win the battle. At that crucial moment, the small monkey spotted Kong's fallen axe. He quickly leaped down, grabbed it, and rushed into the human world. The moment he saw the crystal lying on the ground, he didn't hesitate. He raised the axe and, with one powerful strike, shattered it into pieces. The moment the crystal broke, Shimo was finally free. Furious, Scar King rushed to grab the small monkey and kill him, but Kong stepped in and attacked him. Within just a few punches, Kong completely overpowered Scar King. Without the crystal, Scar King had lost his strength. Meanwhile, the freed Shimo looked toward Godzilla, as if waiting for a signal. signal. Then after thousands of years, it finally did what it had always wanted. In a single moment, Shimo turned Scar King into a frozen statue. The very next second, Kong hurled him into the air and slammed him down with full force, shattering his body into pieces. The battle was finally over, but the world still needed to be restored. Godzilla looked up at the sky and released a massive surge of energy. The dark clouds began to clear, and sunlight slowly returned to Earth. After that, Godzilla went back to his territory and fell into a deep sleep once again. Kong, along with his new companion, returned to the world beneath the Earth, where he began a new life with his kind, building a fresh future together. If you enjoyed this movie, make sure to like and subscribe.